multiple reports of an alien battle fleet converging on Earth. Fighting has already begun with alien scouts around the world.
My God!
It's not going well for us. Kyrgyzstan, Zimbabwe, and Burkina Faso have already fallen.
Who?
By my calculations, the Earth will be overwhelmed within the year.
How could this have happened?
Incoming transmission. It's from the alien fleet.
On screen.
Well, hello, Angry Joe.
Turtle? From Battlefield Earth? You're the one leading this invasion? Again?
As you can see, I've completely destroyed your planet's pitiful military resistance, and you are at my mercy.
Why have you attacked us unprovoked? What is the meaning of this?
A stupid rat's brain! I don't expect you to be able to understand my motives when you were still learning how to spell your own name! I was being trained to conquer galaxies! I've already taken Zimbabwe, Kyrgyzstan, and Burkina Faso, and soon I will take the rest!
Those are countries?
Yes, and if you don't believe me, you can always go check your board game copy of Risk. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll expect your unconditional surrender within the hour.
Alien bastards! There's only one way to stop them now. Assemble a council and activate the XCOM project. If you've ever wondered what my favorite game of all time, old or new, is, it's the original XCOM in 1994. It is widely considered the best strategy game of all time. And I have very fond memories of playing this game on my dad's old 486 PC. Finally, after like 18 years of waiting, we have a new XCOM. Not a first-person shooter or a third-person shooter.
You maniac! You blew it up! Damn you!
But one that's true to its strategy roots. But I worry how our Call of Duty generation will take to it. An end turn button? I can actually play for 10 hours and lose? What the devilry is this? Quit your whining, boy, this is war! The original game was hard, it was brutal, but that was a part of its charm. The whole point of XCOM is to get your ass whooped and try to find ways to overcome it. It's like a really good game of chess with aliens. Checkmate. Oh, come on, Prometheus. That's not cool. Not cool, man. If you aren't familiar with XCOM's gameplay, it is a split between a strategic global view of the invasion where you're the commander and you have oversight of everything from base construction, research, engineering, to intercepting UFOs on that global view. The other half of the game is the combat missions. These combat missions are in a tactical turn-based battlescape. And unlike other games, you could just as easily huddle around your computer with a good plate of food while you play as you can just be riveted to the edge of your seat as your guys are getting killed left and right, biting your nails as you barely squeak out a victory with your last guy. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh! My robot, no! Fuck! No, no. No, 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 no! Ow, ow, ow! Ow! I almost died. Alright, you little fuck. Let's fucking do this shit! Now, as much as our nostalgia might deny it, the original did have a few issues. It had some pointless busy work. Games could slow to a crawl where they became a hunt for the last alien on the map. And it also suffered from overpowered exploits at the endgame, a lot of which have been addressed here in the remake. Now, the original's gameplay has been streamlined without being too dumbed down. It was a good idea to remove stuff like fuel consumption and low-level staff management in favor for the high-level operations. It's also gotten the benefit of in-game cutscenes in between missions to help drive a narrative. Now, in true fashion, it has an easy, normal, and classic mode for XCOM veterans. There's also an impossible difficulty level with an Iron Man saving option, which basically disables saving. And sweet Jesus, this last stuff is brutal. Even classic mode is no joke. Flying in the face of recent easy-ass games, the developers embrace how hard this game used to be and teach you that, yes, it could be fun while still getting your ass kicked and losing. I was screaming my head off as I was trying to get Joe back to evac at a busted mission.
Down one man. Evac! We need emergency evac now! Damn it, now!
Screw this, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Later, suckers.
Central, Big Sky is coming home. Mission aborted.
Mission 3 out, I was losing, I'll admit it. I had to crawl back to normal difficulty after all my friends got slaughtered. But now that I've got one game under my belt, I want to go back and I want to show those aliens what's up. What's up?
Got him.
This new XCOM plays faster. Time units have been replaced with 2 actions for every character. And while with the old time units you could sometimes squeeze out maximum efficiency from your characters against a few extra moves, this new system works beautifully on its own too. With one puzzling exception that you can't normally fire before you move without some special ability, which we'll get to later. They also heighten tension by limiting your squad to just 4 members and later 6, as opposed to the original game's 8, 14, and later an unwieldy 26. This is one change that I thought I'd hate, but I ended up loving. Though I do think they can increase it up to a further 10 late game. But in addition to speeding up the game, it makes each soldier that much more important. It allows them to beef up these soldiers with the new class-based abilities. Special moves and actions that they can pull off that wasn't possible in the original, like a grappling hook for snipers to get to elevated terrain, or various devastating psychic abilities.
In the right hands, this suit could be the most dangerous thing we've ever developed.
I like the character classes, and while your soldier's weapons are limited to his class, it continues this choice consequence mechanic. Each class matters. Do you want to bring more mobile cover smoke grenade guys, or more guys with 3 meta packs, or more guys with the all-important rocket launchers? It's a difficult decision, it's a great addition, and it places more emphasis where it needs to be on the actual characters within your XCOM squad. You see, arguably the best part of XCOM was its character development. XCOM was able to generate memorable stories from the gameplay itself. You form connections with the guys after you name them after your best friends. You want your favorite dude to make it through to the end of the game, your Rambo, and you'll have all these stories about how your Rambo got taken out, but he managed to take out 2 cyber discs with him. Or how that damn rookie went berserko and ended up shooting and killing his best friend. I'm happy to say that shit is still intact in the 2012 remake. And this game has even more character customization with race, face options, facial hair, armor color, armor types. Unfortunately, Corporate Commander thought it was a good idea to limit some of these to pre-orders, and I'm sure it's gonna show up as paid DLC after the fact. No! Don't do this to one of the reasons that makes this game so fun. Just no. No! Now, the game has an incredible atmosphere. It's creepy at times, especially during the beginning and the tutorial levels.
Is that your man, Delta 4?
Negative, sir. That's someone else.
Dr. Valen, what's he saying?
He is saying, help me.
I just wish that it would have held that same amount throughout the rest of the game. Action Cam does a great job of getting you down close in the action, making it more cinematic, heightening the tension in each and every shot.
Taking fire over here!
Mission types are also pretty much the same. You've got alien abduction, terror site assaults, alien base attack, and UFO landings. But there are also some new ones. Now the council can actually request you go on special missions for them, and some of these result into like bomb disposal missions or VIP escorts. Sadly, there's no XCOM base defense. I desperately wanted them to find a way to make base defense work. This was a mechanic from the original where if you got too good at the game, the aliens would chop you down to size by attacking your bases directly. Really giving it a good sense of what's at stake as you see all of your containment units and your boxes and your shit just get blown up. This was one of the only negatives that bothered me. I wish they could have found a way to put it in.
We're now receiving word of outright attacks.
Looks like they've changed their tactics. But why? Why do this?
It's a message to the entire world that nothing can stop them.
Some of you may find this footage disturbing. We will provide continuing updates as this story unfolds.
However, what's really important here, the tactical gameplay, it's fantastic. Even old tactics work, always bring medikits, always keep up with technology. As soon as you get mine shields, equip all your soldiers with them. And never, ever leave your troops out in the open. Ever.
Just lost one. For the love of God, get me out of here!
However, as with any old man set in his ways, there are a few things that I didn't like about the tactical combat changes. For example, your soldier will act like an idiot and keep running or keep doing his move after he's spotted an enemy, which could end up parking him right next to that enemy. He should be able to stop and react first. You also aren't able to free aim anymore, where you're able to directly target walls and the stuff. You could still do it with grenades and rocket launchers, but it's a shame because the collateral damage in this game, the destructible terrain, is freaking awesome. I also don't like the unlimited ammo or the fact that you cannot pick up alien weapons. Those were two story-creating situations that happened in the original that we no longer have. This leads to a lack of detailed stats and no inventory system. Now, I suspect this is a result of having to develop the game on the console as well. So, you know, we don't get to equip our guys' backpacks, shoulder pockets, side pockets, pockets, leg pockets, and just pockets. And instead, we just magically generate ammo after a reload. It's a frustrating, if understandable, trade-off with the tighter, more action-filled maps and the faster playstyle. Now, back on the strategic level. The game is filled with tough decisions, where to put your satellites, where to send help for alien abductions, because there's usually 3 and you can only pick 1, which countries will be ignored at the risk of them pulling their funding. Lose a country, lose any satellites you have in orbit. If you lose too many countries, you can quickly become pretty screwed. On screen.
Commander Joe, I regret to inform you that Nauru, Palau, Belize, and Papua New Guinea have cut their funding and withdrawn from the XCOM project.
God, I really should have paid attention more in history class. Where the hell are these countries? That's unfortunate, sir. But I'm losing men left and right. It's hard to defend the entire planet. I have, what, like 30 guys left? At least the major countries that everybody knows is still on board with us. And frankly, sir, we're the best hope that you have.
That may be so, Commander, but we've decided that you've failed to combat the alien threat.
But you don't understand. There will be nothing left.
We've heard enough, Commander Joe.
No, don't. That doesn't make any sense. Who will protect you?
We're taking away your toys, and then we're letting the aliens have their way with us.
But...
Oh yes, in the butt. The Council's spoken.
Unbelievable! Also, another major change was only being able to construct one base as opposed to having multiple bases around the world. Another change that was whined a lot about, but ends up working for the better. Limited resources and threat response capabilities definitely enhances the strategic choices in the game. You could still span the globe with satellites, stationing your interceptors 2 at a time at different countries, but you only have one Sky Ranger, which simplifies things in a good way, cutting down on the needless garbage missions. The ant farm look of the base is a wonderful idea, and it's really cool to look at, even if you won't be looking at it much during the game. Interception, though, feels half-baked. Now, the original's mechanic was never extensive by any means, but here it's even less so, with only pretty much aim and dodge options as window dressing. I think there was a huge opportunity here to do something really cool, an opportunity that was missed. Now, the vast majority of the tech tree has been recreated. It's deep and it's rewarding, equipping all of your favorite men with all the latest weapons and technology from engineering. And there's even now a foundry to improve the weapons that you already have constructed. It's a balance between building what you want with the alien tech that you've salvaged and the resources that you have available, all while knowing that better stuff is on the horizon as your scientists work their butts off to keep up with the aliens. Now, the way the game works is certain priority missions or research events will advance the game's story along, so you have to be very careful about researching those before you're ready to. Now, there's a good amount of map variety for a single playthrough. I only had a few repeat over the 40-some missions that I went on, but you can tell they're very detailed and handcrafted. Though, without the procedurally generated maps of the original using a tile-based system, you will probably see some of these repeat, especially if you plan to do multiple playthroughs of the game. They even managed to squeeze in a multiplayer versus mode, which works on a point allowance like a Warhammer 40k tabletop game. You have a certain amount of points where you can mix and match units, abilities, and equipment. Hell, you can even, if you're feeling creative, put humans on the same team with aliens. But mainly, the main reason to play this mode is to play as the aliens. You have to play it at least once just to experience the game from the evil aliens' point of view. Oh, hell yes, you are screwed. Bam! In your face, right there. I don't care, you got a sniper on the roof. I'm gonna kill you right now. Point blank range. Yeah! Oh. That is so satisfying. Unfortunately, it is a bit bare bones. Only a handful of maps, no rankings or persistence rather. I would have rather had some sort of cooperative mode or versus aliens mode through that single player campaign as our multiplayer option. In my instance, my personal single player campaign ran about 30 hours, which is great value. Of course, I took my time. I ignored the priority research triggers so that I can make sure that my squad was prepared with all the badass armors and weapons that I could research before that point. making sure that I was ready for that final fight. And even though the ending, unfortunately, is a bit disappointing, I still have no idea what the aliens' motivations were. But it doesn't matter, because through it all, I was able to forge my own stories through that excellent gameplay. So bless you, 2K, and Firaxis. Bless your hearts for bringing back XCOM for people like me and for everybody out there to experience.
You choose where to fight. You like direct the entire war. I
will get all my people killed.
Yeah, you will.
You make big, epic decisions. It's not it's right. You know, it's this, and then it's this.
That brings me to my final verdict. We've been waiting years. I've been anticipating this game forever. And I'm happy to report that it does indeed succeed. I'm giving this game a 9 out of 10. It's a must own and a badass seal of approval. If there's one game that my heart tells you to go out and buy, it's XCOM. It's a worthy successor to the original, and it's good enough that it stands on its own in this modern age. So even if you don't like strategy games, trust me, you're gonna want to try this one for me. Come on, yes, for me. You like? When I started the game on a higher difficulty on my second playthrough, I was just as excited as the first time that I played, and that says something about a game. I hope this series does well, and I hope it turns into a franchise. I want to prove that isometric games, or hell, turn-based strategy games, still have a place in today's market. For the sequel, they could go for the terror of the deep route, but I'd rather than just expand on the core features of the game. Add a variation in the damage types like in Borderlands 2. I was reading some more stuff like electricity, fire, ice, viruses, diseases, or acid. It would be cool to see a Rambo die in other ways besides getting shot in the head. Like getting his face melted off by flesh-eating bacteria guns. I'll see you guys on the next. Whoa! On the next Angry Joe Show. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. You need to come in.
I've already taken Zimbabwe, Kyrgyzstan, and Burkina Faso, and soon I will take the rest. I need to fix my mustache. Hang on. This neck beard is the curse of my existence.
Commander Joe, I regret to inform you that Nauru Palau. Where are these places? You know, from behind. Yes, in the butt. This council's spoken.